Hey, what's up, guys? It is Flo Frazier,
Hey, and it's Sonia
and
Fee.
this is the Frazier House Podcast. What's up, folks? What's up, viewers? How's the world treating you today?
How's it going?
How's it going? You know how we do. We're back with another episode. We have three more topics. We think you guys are gonna love these as well. But just want to add this in there. Please continue to like, subscribe,
Comment.
comment, hit the notification bell so you know whenever an episode is up, so you can comment live with us. You guys have been doing a great job at that so far. Continue to support. We love it. It helps us so much. It helps us to continue doing what we're doing here, that you guys love the content and you want more. So we're here to give you more. So we have three more topics tonight. The first one we want to start with is rappers dancing again.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like it's funny. Like growing up in the '90s. I was really young back then, but still alive to see what was happening. It wasn't a lot of dancing. You know what I mean? Like I grew up in the time of the Busta Rhymes. But Buster
Dancer.
danced a
A
little
little
bit,
bit.
right? He wasn't a
Got
dancer. The
Had
Busters,
some moves,
the DMXs, the 50s came in the 2000s, right? That's when I was of age and like really was able to grasp music. The
Yeah, I think-
Eminems,
I think the R&B singers were the ones that did the most dancing, like
did
the
the most the
Ushers.
dancing in the rain and stuff. You know what I mean? But I wasn't too used to rappers dancing. You know what I
Their
mean?
image was hard always. And
Yeah,
never,
it was hard when I came up. It was a lot of gangster music was the thing back then. You know what I mean? Which is interesting. Like literally just thought of this, right? Because I remember Exhibit, Get Your Walk On, right? An Exhibit is like he had this gangster image from Cali, and it's literally a song about crip walking. It's a dance, right? So every now and then the gangsters, the hard artists mix up the dancing. You know what I mean? But it kind of went away when 50 and Eminem and those guys were going at it with Ja Rule, and the music became really aggressive at that time, right?
yeah.
The Locks was out doing a lot of street music. I mean, the Locks always been out from the '90s, but D Block and that's when those type of Dipset and those guys, even though they did a little bit of two steps in here, those guys weren't like dancers.
Dances. And like you said, the aggressiveness always came out in the music and was more prominent than anything.
Right.
Right. West Coast versus East Coast.
Right. It was a lot
and
of gangsterism back in that time.
That image to actually, have no question that they were hard and that they were
right.
thorough.
And I think like for the artists today that are more are dancing more, it's pretty dope to see. I mean, you have Offset from the Migos dance often.
Yeah.
Duke Deuce, I believe that's Offset's artist. He's like a real, like he's dancing.
Love him.
You know what I mean?
The
The baby dances. You know what I mean? Pop Smoke, whole thing was dancing.
And I love that Offset and Duke Deuce even, kind of
But
take
collab
on his dance a little
and do
bit.
it together.
Right,
You know what I mean?
that was hard.
Bobby Smurda, of course, you can't forget about the Smurda dance and all of that. Chris Brown. You know what I mean?
He's allowed dancing to even have its own genre and space of its own because of the fact that he's incorporated it with his collabs with other rappers, but then he's a rapper too in a sense himself.
Right.
So he's made dancing hooligan and fun and expressive.
I know. I would say I would add Drake in there. You know what I mean? Drake is not a dancer, but he do incorporate dance moves.
Hotline Bling was very different for him, but he transitioned to dancing well, and now all you see is TikTok. Like taking over.
Right, it's literally just a platform for people that are dancing to music. But the cool thing to see is that the rappers themselves are dancing again.
Fun. Yep.
You know what I mean? What do you guys think? Like, are you for rappers dancing? Or are you not for rappers dancing?
Look, Diddy used to be the king
of dancing.
Right. He'll bust
king.
a move at any time and made it cool, and then you
Right.
just was grooving right with him.
Right.
You
I mean,
know?
even who else? I mean, ushered in dancing, and I'm talking about back in the days.
Okay.
Kid and Play.
Ooh,
You know what I mean?
absolutely.
There are movies about these guys, and it's nothing but dancing. You know what I mean? It's just so many from dancing examples from back in the days. I remember growing up as a kid. There's a movie called Breakin'. It's literally about breaking, dancing, pop locking,
Nice.
and all of those things.
Right.
You know, everybody that's seen Breaking, no Turbo. Turbo's a beast. You know what I mean? So like, and that was all hip hop, graffiti, dancing, street life.
Yeah,
You
the
know what I mean?
culture.
And it was really acceptable back then. People, that was the way of life. You know, if you didn't know how to break dance back in those days, like, you probably wasn't cool, right? Then as the 90s roll in 98, 99, in the 2000s, you know, that dancing thing kind of went away.
Yeah,
You know what I
fizzled out a
mean?
little bit.
Yeah, I feel like even before then, I feel like when Death Row days, dancing wasn't really the thing. Like I mean, Tupac wasn't like really dancing like that. Like, you know, he's not out there really like doing dance moves
No,
in
he
videos.
wasn't doing dance moves. He was,
You know
if
what I
anything,
mean?
he was just grooving.
Grooving to the music. You know, Snoop didn't dance.
Right, he grooved too.
You know what I mean?
But he didn't really dance.
NWA
Now
didn't
he's dancing
dance
like crazy.
Now
Like,
he's
Snoop
dancing
was dancing
everywhere.
everywhere in the verses with him and DMX.
Right. X
Oh
is
my
sitting there
gosh.
like vibing, and Snoop is like over here, over there. You know what I mean? And it's growth. It's and you know what makes me wonder about that dancing stuff too? What is it that make rappers feel like it's okay to dance now and not dance back then? Is it the labels forcing them to push a gangster persona and say, "Hey, man, dancing might not be your thing, man. Just go wear a bulletproof vest and shoot up a video shoot, or, you know, shoot in your videos."
Trying to satisfy the image of what they think viewers wanted, but they didn't understand that a lot of the artists were the trendsetters and made things cool, you know? So
you know
I guess
which
it's
one?
trying to embody a certain level of swag that probably wasn't acceptable at the time until, and I think it's just a phase. I think it's not like really one that lasts long.
Yeah.
We still end up dancing at some point or another.
Either way. You know what's funny? I got a question for us and the viewers as well.
Sure.
Who do you think ushered in dancing when it comes to hip hop? And I'm talking about the different coasts. East Coast, West Coast, or down south, like Atlanta. I think Atlanta
The South.
made it cool to dance. Like,
Okay.
you have the Franchise Boys, Lean With It, Rock With It.
Ooh, Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy. You know what I mean? So a lot of the dances came from those guys. And I think with them, their culture is more, you know, I'm me, I'm cool, I do me, I'm not really worried about being hard to impress this person. You know what I mean?
They're so creative, and their art speaks for their music and their the way they express it. It's not something that's like, they shy away from, because that's actually cool to them.
Right, right.
Standing still and posted up, would be grounds to clown each other if it wasn't,
I think that
acceptable.
was more of a New York thing. And let me not run away with that, because if you grew up in the 90s and you grew up in Brooklyn, if you're from Brooklyn, you have to know Flex in Brooklyn. Literally, it was a party that everybody went to, and it was just dance battles all the time.
Love it.
And I'm not talking about like soft dudes. I'm talking about gangsters.
Dancing.
Dudes that'll dance at Flex in Brooklyn, and the next day it's a shootout somewhere with somebody, right? So if you're from Brooklyn, you know about Flex in Brooklyn. So, but that was like a underground type of thing. It never reached that level of stardom as a Franchise Boy, where it's like, okay, they're renowned for that Lean With It, Rock With It type of stuff. You know what I mean? But, the underground is always going to be underground. You know what I mean? We're talking about the people who push it to the forefront.
Made it mainstream. And I would give it to Atlanta in the South. I would have to agree.
You know what I mean? You know what I mean? So, but what do you guys think? Do you think is it good that artists, rappers specifically, right,
yeah.
are dancing more now. And if you would give that trophy to who ushered in dancing, who would you give it to?
East Coast,
East Coast,
or West Coast,
West Coast, or the South? Put it in the comments. Let us know. We would love to hear from you.
Can I just throw in another additional genre group of people who are also making dancing cool and
Yeah.
bringing it back? I think we have to give it up to Afrobeats and
Sure. Oh yeah.
reggae Caribbean
Oh
music.
yeah.
We
Yeah.
have to.
Yeah.
I mean,
those
but
music.
those are like renowned, including Hispanic music.
Mhm.
You know,
Oh yeah. Yeah, for sure.
dancing's incorporated. But now I'm loving the fact that the rappers are really also
Yeah. You
incorporating
know what?
it.
Yeah. Let's keep it going. Actually, that's a good point you brought up because now if you break it down, right?
Let's break it down.
Reggae artists of today,
Okay.
they're rappers. They're not singers.
Who?
I mean, Popcorn is not a singer. He's a rapper. If you go to the older guys, Beanie Man is not a singer. Bounty Killer is not a singer. Vibes Cartel is not a singer. They're all rappers, right? They're just
Wonderful.
reggae artists based on where they're from. But if we put it all together and we say, all of you musicians, and we're going to put you in categories, when they say rappers go to the right, Vibes, Cartel, and Beanie Man have to go to the right along with Drake and Migos and Meek Mills, right? So, and those guys' music are all dance-based. However, I don't really remember seeing like a Vibes Cartel dancing much.
No.
Maybe he does. I don't know. Does
No.
Vibes Cartel dance? I don't know.
I don't think so.
You know what I mean?
I mean, honestly, the footage that we have of him now, is him finding a creative way for other people to kind of depict
Dance to
and create
his music.
visuals
Right.
for his music.
Beanie Man, I've never really seen him dance. Bounty Killer,
Beanie
never
Man?
in my life.
I've seen Beanie Man dance.
Dance. I mean, he was dancing on the verses,
You know who I'm
wasn't he?
confusing? No, you know who I'm confusing Beanie Man? And
Who's
Beanie
that?
Man was definitely dancing the verses. Elephant Man.
Elephant Man is a
Elephant
dancer.
Man dance.
Yes, all the time. All the time. You know what I mean? Sean Paul, not really a dancer. He tries.
No, kind of did his, his two
Tried.
steps and then had dancers
and
always.
had, you know what I mean? Had the professionals do it.
For sure,
You know what I mean?
Never
But,
dancing.
But like you said, the Afro beats, it's all about dancing. But do the artists really dance? I've never really seen Wizkid dance.
He grooves a little bit. Burna Boy, he'll be on the stage. He's very animated, and so is Davido. But
I don't see them, you know what I mean?
they're not doing choreography. They're not doing choreography dances. They're doing dances on a freestyle, I feel it type of vibe.
Yeah.
So they shake a leg, but they're not out there doing real dance moves, I would say. But then they are doing dance moves actually because we really have had some new dances that came out over the few years. Over these few years and incorporated it religiously in our songs or in the music, but I feel like every few months or every couple years, artists are actually putting a whole different definition to dance. It doesn't have to be choreography or it doesn't have to be like, Soulja Boy had the whole you dance and had an actual dance, but now it's just the movement and being able to like at least incorporate some dance moves and not just, rap on stage or sing standing still.
Move a little bit.
Move.
You know what I mean?
So
and
it depends. I
mean, even like I try to think about because I came up in like the Daddy Yankee era. That was like
and Pitbull.
And Pitbull. Pitbull doesn't dance. Daddy Yankee
Pitbull
doesn't
dance. Pitbull dances.
Really?
Yes,
Where?
I
Doing
see
what?
him dance. I see his videos and he dances.
Really? I have to see. I've never seen him dance.
Like I said though, he's not doing choreography like actual like dance counts. Dances like 1-2 counts or anything like that. Where I feel like Chris Brown, he does actual dance moves
and choreography and a full dance set.
Yeah, and not a full dance set, but I feel like Pitbull actually dances. He moves.
Yeah, I have to see. Yeah. I don't know Pitbull. I don't know about you dancing,
he's made so many hits. Again, and he's not like these artists that we're naming, except for Chris Brown, who's a professional dancer.
Right.
They're not like dancing like, oh, you know who else danced? T-Pain
Yeah,
dances.
T-Pain,
You
like
know,
real, like
actual pop like, and
pop,
you can
like
name the dance moves that they
right. He
danced.
really like dance. You know what I mean?
Right. But
Um,
there's some other artists that I feel like just incorporated
certain moves.
in their, you know, in their songs, in
Yeah,
their visuals, and in the music videos. So
yeah. I mean, yeah. Like, I mean, that's our question to you guys. Like, are you? Is it better that rappers are dancing? Do you like rappers when they didn't dance? You know what I mean? Let us
who
know.
didn't dance though?
DMX, yeah, I've never seen that
Yeah,
man
DMX
dance.
didn't dance.
I've
He
never
he
seen
just
50 Cent dance. I've never seen Fat
50
Joe
Cent
dance.
50 Cent move
I've
though.
never seen Jay-Z dance. I've never seen
I've
Ja Rule
never
dance.
seen Jay-Z
I've never
dance.
seen Eminem dance. I've never seen Twister dance. I've never seen Kanye West dance.
Kanye West dance.
Kanye West do the
Can't-
shuffle.
So he's in the middle a little bit.
Yeah,
You know,
no,
he
these
had
guys-
he had a little bit of a, dance, dancing.
The spirits going through him.
Yeah, he had a dancing bone or something in his system,
Yeah.
But Diddy, we know,
Yeah,
danced all
Diddy.
the time.
But like I
I've
said,
never seen Jay-Z dance.
never. Beanie Siegel, none of those guys. But that
Wait,
that
does
was the-
Just Pimpin' count?
No. Like, and listen, for anybody that thinks, and this is the thing I think people think that when they're like they do these shoulder dances and these hand dances is dancing. It's not dancing. That is just bullshit. It's like a run along type of thing. Lift your right hand, lift your left hand. That's not dancing, man.
Ooh.
Stop that. But anyways,
Okay. That's fair.
yeah. So like, what do you guys think? Like, do you prefer rappers dancing or do you just prefer them being hard and just standing around and shit? You know what I mean? I'm sure I know what the comments are gonna which way those comments are gonna sway.
We're gonna have to see. We might.
But I want to see what you guys
sure.
have to say. You know what I mean? Yeah, put it in the comments. Let us know what you guys think about the dancing topic. We're gonna jump into something a little bit more serious, a little bit.
Okay.
Fee, can you take them there, please?
All right. So this next topic or segment is on forgiveness. Okay. We want to know, does it actually take place? Are you actually able to fully forgive someone, or does it require, like the quote or like the theory, forgive but don't forget?
Yeah.
Can you really wipe your slate clean with someone, and vice versa? Can they wipe their slate clean of you totally forgiving them and giving them another chance to redeem themselves?
I don't think so. I don't think it's possible. People say they forgive and don't forget, but as soon as that person does something similar to what they did to betray you,
Triggered.
that forgiveness goes away because you didn't forget. To completely be able to say, "Oh, I forgive," and whatever happened, I throw it away. It didn't happen in my mind. I'm just gonna move forward. 100%, I don't believe it. I think it's something good people like to say and tell themselves or tell their partners to ease the tension, to try to maintain
The relationship
and move forward.
Mm.
But I don't think no one can forgive. No, not forgive, but I don't think anyone can forget, right? And the forgetting is what will help you never go back to that place, right? For example, if something bad happened in your relationship and you go to a doctor and they snap that memory away and you go back to your partner and it never happened, right? There's no recollection of what it is that broke your heart or what the betrayal was. You're definitely going to be happy because there's no memory to go back to. So you're going to go back like everything is good, everything's going to be perfect. But like I said, that person that remembers that betrayal or that thing that caused the rift in the relationship, you're going to be happy. You're going to, let's try it again, let's make it work. But that memory that cannot be erased is going to come up. It's going to be something they do. Like it's just something small. Like they go pick up the iron to iron some clothes, and it just triggers a memory The memory is the problem, because the memory then is now connected to the feelings that you felt at that time. So the mind will trigger the heart, and then it's downhill from there, I think. So I don't think there's forgiveness is a very thin line, a baby one. I don't know, like that. You know what I mean? Because you're not in that person's mind. They can say, "I forgive you, baby. I'm sorry. It never happened again." So on and so forth, right? But let you do something remotely close to what you did before to that person, and watch what they tell you. I knew it, you liar. You'll do it
Bringing
again.
it back up.
There you go. So that forgiveness thing is sketchy. It's based on the person doing the forgiving. They dictate how that goes going forward. So I don't believe in completely forgiving.
So before I give my answer,
Yeah.
let's actually pull up the definition
Okay.
of forgiveness. To forgive means to stop feeling angry or resentful towards someone for an offense, flaw, or mistake.
Okay.
It's used in a sentence as, "I don't think I'll ever forgive David for the way he treated her."
Yeah.
So it's a feeling or that you stop feeling angry or resentful towards that person.
Impossible. You may stop for the time being, but if that like I said, if that person does something that reminds you of that, you're a human
Just
being.
a reminder.
A reminder is
Okay.
enough to trigger the emotions from that time. You cannot do away with what you felt when someone hurt you. So if they do something close to that, it's going to trigger a little bit of pain.
Okay. But does that mean you didn't forgive them?
That's why I say it's not.
Are you gonna, even if it's a trigger, are you feeling now angry, sadness, resentment?
I think as human beings, we believe we're in control to that extent, but we're not.
Okay.
We're not that in control that we can just say, "I forgive you. It doesn't matter anymore." It's not true.
Well,
Not true.
okay. So my answer is it depends.
What do you mean? Depends on what?
It depends because, I'll piggyback off of your example. What if the offense never happens again? What if there's a effort put by the other person to show that they never want to revert back to that mistake, and they don't actually emulate that mistake anymore? It's not, I mean, of course, it's your own responsibility or right to have anything outside of what they do or what others do. You may see what the person did actually on TV,
Yeah.
and that's enough of a trigger.
Yeah.
However, as an individual, if you've made the decision to let it go, forgive, and wipe the slate clean, and that person either has shown with their actions after the fact
Yeah.
that they've never repeated the offense again, or they've actually had a legitimate reason for doing something. Let's just take a light example that someone would actually go out of their way to connect with family and friends for, let's say, a birthday surprise party. But, the significant other confused all of the networking and making connections with maybe their best friend or someone in the family as getting too close, all to find out that this situation was for the better good, to plan a surprise party for that person. Do they hold on to,
No.
I mean,
I don't think...
was that an offense? No, it wasn't a real offense,
Right.
but I'm just saying circumstantial, maybe explanations or having the other person put themselves in the other person's shoes to maybe why they responded or reacted.
Yeah.
There's levels to forgiveness. There's levels of offenses. And if you're able to at least speak on the other person's character, that, okay, you know what? On a normal day, I know that they would never respond like this, act like this, and they probably will never be in a position to do that offense again.
Yeah.
Then that's, a natural example of forgiving someone and not holding that event to them or hold them responsible or hold them accountable necessarily for that specific event. However, I'm on the other side of things too with when it comes to forgiveness, because now that person has already shown you what they're capable of doing.
Right.
It's not something that you can no longer put past them. Like, no, you can actually say, yes, I can account for times when this person have behaved like this, have done something like this. And if they were in another similar situation, it would be hard for you to take back for them, because you know that they've been able to physically capable, they were capable of doing that act.
Sure.
So it's really difficult when it comes to now, if it ever, and it says that you must speak on that person's character if they're able to do this. That's,
I think, when
not
somebody,
easy to forget, because it's happened.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, I look at
Does it hurt you anymore?
I look at wiping the slate clean as that's literally you telling me
It never happened.
no, not even right. The last 10 years of your life didn't happen.
Whoa,
there is
10
no
years?
10 years. No, just to go a bit extreme.
Oh,
right?
sure. That's a character
The
trait
last
now.
10 years is gone.
Oh, wow. The good and the bad.
Right. So now with those 10 years gone, you expect me to I'm gonna do whatever it is that I'm gonna move forward and do whatever it is that I'm doing now.
Heal.
Right? But with 10 years being dissipated, all your actions, everything you've done, and the 10 years that are gone, you remember them, I don't, right? And I unconsciously go and do something that triggers you from my 10 years. I don't remember my 10 years, but you do. And I don't remember my 10 years.
Okay.
So that there's no way possible for me to
recall.
Not recall, but knowingly do something wrong, because I don't remember the 10 years. But if I do something that triggers you, like, oh, 5 years ago you did this and it hurted me, and I do it now, you're even though you know that I don't remember what I've done 10 years ago, you're still going to feel that resentment and frustration because you remember.
Interesting. So you're saying that there's people who offend other people, they black out or block it out because it didn't happen to them. They go and forget, but the person that they're offending remembers, and therefore it's difficult for that person to forgive.
Right. I feel like because the memory is there.
Okay.
From the person that was affected by your actions. Okay.
The memory. Absolutely.
The forgiving and just wiping the slate clean is an impossible feat. It cannot happen. The slate cannot be clean unless both your memories are wiped, and that's not really possible.
So we're referring metaphorically to the slate being clean, but then also on a literal aspect or basis, because it's helping me to regroup the concept by actually defining it. According to Google's definition of forgiveness, it's actually the feeling of no longer being angry, no longer feeling the resentment.
But feeling is like muscle memory in a sense, no?
Sure, but then are you angry about something that now has been revealed to you that this person can do? Because now with forgiveness, Okay, well then with forgiveness, there's also, to me, it's a combination of acceptance, not only of who they are necessarily, because if you forgive and there's an agreement or expectation that you don't want that to happen again, then there's going to be another level of disappointment, and you're going to be reliving another stage of disappointment. But to actually no longer feel the anger anymore, impossible. Is that possible?
No, because it's already here.
Or you've already made up your mind as a person, as an individual, of the things that you will and will not accept.
Sure, but
or at least from that person.
But it goes back to what you were saying earlier, where you said the story you said about like people doing something similar to
what they've done, the offense.
What the offense was, you didn't do it, but it's similar. But and you could be doing in your mind, like I'm just handling what I'm handling. In that person's mind is, this is similar to what he or she did to me.
It's almost like a character.
This was a result of it.
Okay.
So once you able to add 1 and 2, then it's like you're preparing yourself for that hurt, and this is why some people lash out beforehand, like, I knew you were doing something, da da da, and it's like, no, I was really just going outside to this, and then it's like, oh, I'm sorry for lashing out because of the memory, the memory that triggered the emotion from what initially hurt them to begin with.
Yeah, God forbid these are like, what is it called? Serial offenders when it comes to offending people and hurting or betraying the bond or the trust established with the other person. But I find forgiveness a little tricky when it comes to one-time offenses, and of course the magnitude.
No, I think what they say, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Right? A lot of people are not trying to get to fool me twice.
Right.
Right? Fool me once, shame on you, and they cut it off right there.
Yes, a defense mechanism.
But the only reason the only reason people are able to say "fool me twice, shame on me," because the memory of what you did the first time is in their mind. They remember, and it's like, damn, I allowed you to do this shit the second time. So that memory never leaves people.
Okay.
So the idea, but I think people just say,
but see,
I
that
forgive and I forget.
Now that it makes it complicated. You just mentioned something, because that disappointment was them actually making the efforts to never revisit or relive the first offense. Then the person did forgive, because a person who didn't forgive, in that example, I feel like is always ready and waiting for that person to screw up and mess up, because they know what that person is capable of and have not let it go. It wasn't circumstantial. It wasn't a one-time thing. It was waiting is just soon to happen again.
Yeah, sometimes there are people that that do it that way. So, but obviously that person didn't forgive or forget. They didn't even.
Oh, that's obvious.
They're just plotting. That's a plotter. That's somebody that's like, I know you're gonna do it again, but I'm smarter than you now, so I'm gonna catch you and I'm gonna throw it in your face and tell you I knew you're gonna do that shit.
To prove
that's what they do.
To prove the point that they are a good judge of character.
No, to prove that, and to prove that, like, I knew you weren't shit.
I know you're capable of doing it again.
Yeah, I knew you weren't shit. You're gonna do it again, and you did. You know what I mean? So I think that person, we're not even talking about them, because they didn't care about forgiving or forgetting to begin with.
Interesting.
Right? We're talking about the people who really want to move forward and really want to give it a chance. But,
and you're arguing that they don't.
And do. People all the time. Yeah.
So is forgiveness possible in general? Like, let me ask you that.
It is.
Maybe you're speaking
possible.
from your own point of view that it's not possible because you don't have bad memory. You will remember. You don't forget.
Listen, everyone go through situations. In no one's life has everything went right. There are things that happen to all of us, no matter what it was, that didn't go in our favor. And we didn't like it.
Sure.
It takes forgiveness for you to continue in that situation. A lot of the time, something simple as you don't like the way your boss speaks to you at work. But you know what? You go home, you go to work the next day, and you continue working.
But that's not the same. You know why? Because of the intention. The intention is, unless are you done with the scenario? Because now, did the person go back to work and now confront their boss?
Not
and
even.
The boss agreed to change the behavior, and now you've already recognized that this person, or that the boss recognized their behavior and is now making the intention and the effort to not carry that tone with that person again, or behave like that.
Right.
That's the rest of the scenario in that situation.
Yep.
And they never do. Then you've forgiven that person. Oh, my boss is cool as hell. We've had this one misunderstanding, but we talked it out, worked it out.
And everything is cool.
Of his character,
I can deal with this job.
I can deal with the job, but I also can rely on, him treating me with respect, because he just had a bad day and he treats my other coworkers.
Bad day. Let him have another bad day. And when that bad day occurs again, guess what's going to happen? Man, fuck this job, man. I hate this shit. Okay. I want to leave. You're going to want to leave again.
I think you have a little bit of a pessimistic way of looking at forgiveness, not as a whole, but I guess in the examples that we're bringing up, that it sounds to me like you don't have any hope or chance or belief that certain behaviors or offenses can't happen again.
No, that's not.
It's embedded in this person's character.
See, this is the thing with me and people.
Okay.
I'm not looking for adults as well. I'm not looking for adults to change. I'm looking for adults to take accountability and be respectful about the shit they
Sure,
do.
but then I'm giving you the idea that they are accountable. They've actually had a conversation about the mishap, and now they are working on, not repeating that offense. It was one bad day out of the 5 years that you've worked at that job that you've seen this particular boss or this particular coworker. You've seen a different side of them that usually they leave all their problems at home. They don't bring it to the workplace. They're really efficient with their jobs. And I know people like that,
Sure.
but you don't see the offense again. What is there to resent? Like the definition. What is there to be angry about when on the flip side, I wanted to, kind of redirect the example on us. Do you believe that if you're making the efforts to not offend the person you offended or repeat the same offense, do you expect forgiveness and for the person to no longer be upset anymore? Because on a general sense, there's nothing, you're not speaking for their own feelings. That's their responsibility to heal. It's their job to forgive you. But in the sense of you no longer repeating anything close to the offense again, do you expect them to?
Human beings.
So it's a part of the. So the mistake is a part of the person's character.
Human beings are creatures of habit. Period. There's nobody that does something once and never does it again.
You think so?
Nobody on this planet. None. This is why the prison system can directly say, I know you are coming back to prison. I know it. You don't got to tell me. You can tell me what you think you want to tell me, but I know you're coming back.
They can
Creatures
say that.
of habit.
They can say that, but then they also know that there's examples of people who now are released.
Everyone isn't going to come back.
And not everyone is going to repeat the offense.
But they're able to put on paper the percentages of the amounts that are going to come back and say, yeah, most of y'all coming back.
So we're
most
definitely,
of y'all coming back.
well, then we can talk about all the exceptions and, the once in a blue moons, and we can do that. But I'm just saying now, the fact that we can acknowledge that repeated offenses happen, can we acknowledge the fact that there's people who don't do certain things twice?
There are some of them, yes. Very few. That is not a large number.
There's people who have a certain level of home training, a certain level of ethics, a certain level of morals and beliefs, who usually follow that thing, but maybe was introduced to a different crowd or had a different influence, or environmentally something happened, or better yet, let me give an example that just came to my mind, something I know I've never done. I've never shot a gun at someone.
Yeah.
But I know, God forbid, this environment turns into a war zone. I may be pressured or pushed to do things that I've never done before. And then maybe after that is resolved, I revert back to my normal life and never have to pick up a gun again.
Never. But this is the thing. It goes back to the memory that I just spoke about, right? You get into a predicament where you have to use a gun, boom, the world goes back normal. That don't mean that if you come across a gun again, you don't know exactly what to do.
You know what to do, like you said about, when you refer to muscle memory, but are you going to be shooting down the block again?
It depends the scenario, but you're prepared and you know what to do. That's the thing with the memory that I say when it comes to forgiving. The memory that's there is what, is what makes forgiving a very thin line.
Can you forgive someone or just not forgive because there's nothing to redeem themselves from, but can you appreciate someone for not doing something? I know this sounds complicated.
Yeah, of course. It's like, yo, man, this person's never done this before. Yeah. Of course, because that's not in their makeup.
So it's not in their makeup. Then you come along, or someone comes along and somehow convinces, pressures, introduce a new skill or something that they've never done before, and they do it. Never do it again because the influence isn't there.
I feel like that's like the people who said, I only tried weed once, I only smoked crack once, or I only did something once. Those things are rare. We are creatures of habit. People even go back to things that are bad for them more than once. It's the memory. It's the memory that we have of those things, whether it's bad or good, that draws back to it. You know what I mean? And, with the forgiveness, to tie it back into the point, once that's in your mind, it's a tough battle. You can't push it out of your mind unless you erase your memory, and that ain't happening. It's very hard to push it away. People fight in silence about things they feel they triggers that they have with their partner. A lot of people
Or
that
family
have
and
been in
friends.
family and friends have been in situations with people. I'll give you an easier example. I'll let you hold $5.
Ugh,
You don't give me the $5 back.
borrow money.
And then a month later, you ask me for another $5. What is going to stop me from giving you another five? The memory. The memory. I remember what you did to me. Right? So that's what, these are, but people deal with these things silently. It's not vocalized. Right?
Sure.
The person that said they forgave and so on and so forth, in the back of that mind, those gears are turning when certain things happen.
Yeah, that's what goes back to me saying that is the slate really ever cleaned? Did you, keep the mindset and the memory of them doing it again? But, I also like to redirect the question on ourselves that can we think of anything that we've done once that we probably didn't do again?
Never. No. I don't think human beings work that way. But what do you guys think? Right? This is what we that's what we think. What do you guys think?
It's a deep question.
Can you completely forgive and never look for signs of that happening again, or be triggered by signs of something occurring again to bring you back to that place? Can you truly forgive? Can you truly forgive and forget?
My answer is yes, just to be on the safe side. Or
No.
For record's sake, I should say. My answer is yes, yours is no.
No.
Okay.
But what do you guys think? You know what I mean? Let us know. Can you forgive and forget?
I have another question. Sorry. I have to just continue this a little bit more.
Okay.
Have you forgiven anything?
No, I don't forgive nothing. I do not forgive. I do not forget.
Have you been forgiven?
I don't know, and I don't.
Have you been forgiven?
I don't know.
And what's the feeling like when you had been forgiven?
I don't know. I don't know.
Do you feel vindicated?
I feel nothing because it's not me. It's not my hurt to be repairing. I'm not the one hurting.
Do you feel bad when you hurt other people's feelings?
Sure. Of course, depending on who it is and what the situation is.
Sure, whatever. Whoever it is, you feel bad for hurting people's feelings, but then, when you say it's not your job to repair those person's feelings,
right?
Of course it's them to, heal themselves. But
sure, that's a fact.
You don't believe in assisting them heal?
No.
With good behavior?
No. Because no one should ever depend on someone else to heal them. You are an adult. There are a lot of help out here. Get help. Get some help.
What about a
parent
help, to son or a parent to... I've forgiven my child for doing this.
We're going back to a job. A parent to a child is a job. My job is to take care of you and make sure you are fine. A boyfriend to a girlfriend, a friend to a friend. My job is not to make sure I nourish you.
I disagree.
Okay.
Because
what do you guys think?
People can help nurse each other.
Yeah. What do you guys think? It's not that person's job. If they don't want to do it, they don't have to.
No, they don't have to. I think you're making something figurative and abstract. You're making it literal. Mm-hmm. I think that, of course, some people take the responsibility and say, I'm gonna make it my business. I'm gonna really try to put forth effort to not offend you in this way and to hurt you in this way, because a lot of hurt not only is self-inflicted, is caused from other people.
Sure.
So there's people who commit to not wanting to hurt that person again.
It's like someone with a broken heart. Is it the person who broke your heart job to fix it, or do you fix yourself?
A broken heart is complicated and complex because it's case by case, is according to the individual. But when it comes to, being able to be technical and specify the offense, I definitely think a person can make forth efforts and accomplish and achieve healing someone or getting someone to redeem themselves or, redeem you. Right. I do believe that. I absolutely believe that a person can show you that they will never repeat this offense again and ease the heart, ease the mind,
I would never
ease the pain.
I would never put my moving forward in the hands of anyone else.
You don't have to put your hands in it, but then it's good to also have the trust or have it there, have the track record, because it's like the same reference that you're speaking of, that you bring up when it comes to people serving time. When they've served their time, should they continue to be crucified? No. I mean, other people may not trust them because of their track record.
Sure.
But should they, if the sentence only required a year or two to serve, because it was, again, there's levels to these offenses. We're talking about, a smaller offense.
Yeah.
If you serve the year, serve your term. Should this person continue to be crucified? Should they be watched and dealt with caution? Absolutely. But should they be continued to be, crucified for that offense?
No, but that is some. That's what I'm saying.
The individual's going to take the responsibility.
That's somebody you still gotta look at you.
Sure,
you're still on the chopping block, no matter what. No matter what, you've already proven to us you are a murderer. So what am I going to do? Turn my back to you every single chance I get?
It's unfortunate because I'm not only thinking of this forgiveness example as an individual thing. I'm also thinking now about a group of people. Mm-hmm. So we can get complex with this.
But let's keep it light. Let's keep it light and to forgiving. Can you forgive and can you forget? Both. Can you do both? Put it in the comment. Let us know what you think. And maybe a few episodes down the line, we'll dig deeper into it. But let us know, are you able to forgive and forget someone, scenario, situation, someone and so forth, and move forward? Put a comment in there. Let us know what you think. We would love to hear it, and we'll dig deeper on this topic in a later episode.
Let's talk more.
Let's get into the video game segment. Woohoo! Yes. Like I told you guys, little backstory. Like back in September, I did what I can to acquire the Xbox Series S and the PlayStation 5. Actually have them here. Where's the Xbox? It's over there somewhere. Yeah. So
over here.
So yeah, I was able to get this bad boy. I haven't opened this yet, but there's the Xbox. So far, I mean, I'm gonna do a open box on my stream so you guys can see what the Xbox is, and then the PS5. So for anyone who hasn't seen this big boy, this thing is massive, bro. Like it's big as hell. I've actually already opened this. Actually, you know what's in here? My PlayStation 4 is in here now. The PS5 is already hooked up and everything. However, so far I've been enjoying my PS5.
It's nice.
It's beautiful.
Should we show the controller?
Yeah, you can show them the controller right there. So this is a controller. I mean, I'm sure everyone has like seen this on like online. Every other gamer did unboxing. Cool, you know what I mean? But yep, it's here. It's real. It's fun. I love it. I love the controller. It feels nice. Like it feels really good.
It really does.
You know what I mean? The buttons are so soft and everything flows so smoothly. The graphics, I'm still trying to figure out the graphics. I mean, for you guys that have acquired either system, have you noticed a graphic change from PS4 to PS5, Xbox One to Xbox Series X or S? Have you noticed any changes in the graphics? For me, I noticed a little change. It's a little bit more. I see the ray tracing, the shadows, the lighting. I can see that. Graphically, I don't know how much of a leap it was. I don't think it was a massive leap. Maybe I have to play a few more games. But tonight I'll do Call of Duty Cold War. And I'll do Spider-Man Miles Morales. And I'll be streaming those tonight on Underworld Lord on Twitch. And I'll be, just to compare it. I want to see how different the graphics are from old gen to new gen. But what do you guys think? I'll
be playing Crash Bandicoot.
And she'll be playing Crash Bandicoot. And we want to see like how fluent that controller moves. Like I said, we already felt it. But we want to see the dual sense, the feeling that they say you have in the controller, so on and so forth while you're playing. But like I said, the systems are here. We're going to be testing them out. I'll give you a report maybe on the next episode of the podcast. But my question for you guys is, which system are you enjoying? If you have both, which one do you prefer? Series S or X, PS5, disc or digital? Let me know what you think, guys. I'm gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna have some fun tonight. We're gonna be streaming Underworld Lord. We'll be right there. So let us know what you think. Put some comments in there.
Question:
Yeah.
Are you still trying to lock in more consoles, or what's your plans with that?
I mean,
how much more complicated is it now?
I mean, be honest with you, for real. I mean, so I have a PC. I have an Alienware. I have a PS5, the Xbox Series X. I mean, I pretty much have them all. So what I'm going to be doing is playing each to see the difference, which one I like the most. So far, I love my PC. It's everything right now. It's everything. But like I said, the PS5 just came in today. The Series S was here for a few days, but I didn't open it yet. I just wanted to wait till I get them both.
Yeah. So before I guess you give your final verdict, you want to kind of get your hands on and see how all three function.
Yeah, I want to go through and play them all, check the graphics, see how the controllers, how the mouse and keyboard feel. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm a mouse and keyboard guy right now, but the PlayStation 5 controller, this thing might change my mind. It might make me want to say, hey, I'm just going to go with the PS5 or the Xbox Series X controller. I may want to go with that. So, like I said, I'll be streaming on my streaming channel on Twitch, Underworld Lord. You can come check me out. She'll be there sometimes. But yeah, this episode was lovely. We enjoy you guys. Please put some comments in there, like and subscribe. Hit the notification bell to know when the videos are posted. But have a good night, and we'll see you guys back in a few days.
Thank you so much for
Enjoy.
watching.
Have a good night, folks. Peace.